Man, I gotta get my glasses. It's not that much room on this side, and I should go over on that side. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, don't want to break the table. I'm coming. Oh man, hold on. Hey, what's up? I'm having like technical difficulties today. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Look, guys, I lost like 10 more pounds. You want to see? Look, hold on. I don't know. Let me move my chair so you can see. See? I'm getting skinny. I got like 40 more pounds to go. I got like 40 more pounds to go. And then I'll be at my old weight that I was like 20 years ago. Like the weight I'm at now, I was this weight like 17. No, I was the weight I am now. I was like 17, 18 years ago. So my ideal weight when I lose my 40 pounds, I was like that like 20, 25 years ago. What? God says he gives you back the time, y'all. He gives you back the time. So he gave me back the time. So I got 40 more pounds to go. So pray for me. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Y'all, let me tell y'all. Yeah, y'all know the day, what was it? Like almost 2 weeks ago, I had came on the live and oh man, where's my scarves? My scarves are upstairs. And I ain't going up there. I'm not going back upstairs, guys. I'm going to have to bring my scarves back down. Because what happened was when I went to the, remember when I came on live and I told y'all I was going to buy a recliner chair. Because the recliner I had broke. So I went to this real, like, it's like Ashley Homes, but it wasn't Ashley Homes, but it's like them, but their quality of their furniture is better, right? And more pricier. So I was like, Pat, let's go in there. Why go in there and get me a recliner on sale? Right? Because I was only planning on spending like maybe 500, 600 tops to get a good, because I had a nice shiny credit card. Right? That needed to be used, right? So I went in there and I spotted this recliner the moment I went in there, right? And it was normally $2,000 and they had it on sale for $1,000. So I had enough on my credit card to get it, right? So he told me that it heats up the chairs and it's electric, right? So they delivered it yesterday. Why? I find out this recliner massages your back and your lumbar. It heats up the whole chair. It got a neck thing where you could push the button and the neck thing come out for your neck. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna keep this forever, like as long as I can. So the furniture guy, he was laughing, and it's so wide and big. Like when I do a live up there, y'all see it, right? I was like, Daddy did good. So then, right, my kitchen set the one I had before, I had it for like 6 years, right, and it was still in good condition. And so then Pat, she went on the other side, and she was like, look, sis, And I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it got bling bling, right? Because I love bling bling, right? So it had bling bling in the chairs and, the table, right? And so I looked at the thing, and it said 2,600. I said, girl, I ain't getting that. You see how much that is? And then the man, the sales guy, he was like, oh, it's on sale. It's on sale, right? So then he looked, and he was like, wait a minute. It's got to be a fluke in the system. He said, well, I ain't going to tell you how much this one was, but it was 50% off 2,600. 50%. He said, this is a fluke. He said, no way this thing is 50% off. And then Pat was like, yeah, God's fluke. Right? So I walked out of there with a kitchen set too. I was like, y'all want to see it? I want to y'all see it. Hold on. Okay. Can y'all see? I had these already. And then I had those vase already. So I just put them over there so it can match it. But look, the chair has bling bling and the table. See? Oh, it is so fancy. It's so beautiful. So when they delivered it yesterday, I was like, Daddy, this is so pointy. It's so pointy, Daddy. I was so happy. I was so happy. And so I was talking to Pat on the phone. She was like, oh my goodness. She says, I have this specific laugh that I do when God really blesses me. It's like a laugh nobody really hears. So when I did it, she was like, oh my goodness, Rosalind, I haven't heard that laugh in a while. I was like a little kid in a candy store. And I was like, Daddy really blessed me. And y'all know I don't come on here be that much talking about how God blesses me, but I just had to share this one. And the guy in the store, he was like, this is a fluke in the system. And Pat was like, yeah, God's fluke. So, because in the back of my mind, I said I wanted a new kitchen set, but I was going to wait till I go home, right? But Daddy was like, no, we going to get this kitchen set and you're going to carry it home. And I was trying to use the recliner chair until I go home. And then Daddy was like, no, we going to get you a new one. You're going to take that home. This kitchen set and that recliner set is top of the line. And I got both of them 50% off. What? And 5 years insurance on both of them for $200 and something. You tell me that ain't God. You tell me that's not God. And he just blessed me because he says I'm always blessing other people. I give people money that I need to use, but I give it to them because they need it more. So he just blessed me. And the guy kept saying, he's like, it's a fluke in the system. Far as the kitchen set, he was like, I can't believe you getting this kitchen set 50% off. And it is a good kitchen set. The chairs are heavy. The glass is heavy. It's wide. So I just wanted to share because y'all know I normally don't share a lot of stuff that God does for me because I don't want to seem facetious or bragging, but I just had to share this one. And then the enemy was messing with me because it was supposed to come last Tuesday. So I had donated my kitchen set and the recliner because you could still sit in it. It's just hard to get out of it. So they came, and the moment they had took the kitchen set and the recliner, they're gonna call me and tell me that the warehouse had to get the kitchen set in and the chair. I was like, you mean tell me I ain't gonna have a kitchen set for a whole week? And in order for me to sit in the recliner chair, I gotta sit in my recliner chair downstairs all day because I don't have one upstairs no more. So I have to sit down here all day and watch TV and then eat in this recliner chair or eat at my counter. She was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, they just took my kitchen set. She was like, I'm sorry. I said, I knew that was the devil, y'all. Because if they would have called me 2 hours prior, I would have canceled them picking it up and made it for the following Monday to pick it up, right? And I'm like, but I didn't know what God had planned. So by me being down here from morning till 10 o'clock, I was praying down here, eating down here, watching my other TV down here. And I just spent, and then I was sick. I had got caught a bad cold because I came out the shower. I turned on my humidifier, sat under it. And that was the worst cold, right? But I didn't know God's plans. So, I had more time to watch TikTok. Facebook and YouTube. So I met a couple of two prophets, a prophetess, and an apostle, right? Which I'm going to be on his Facebook soon, and he's coming on my Facebook soon. So y'all gonna meet him. He's a very anointed man from Africa, right? So I think I met 2 or 3 men prophets on the TikTok and 2 women prophetess and then apostle, right? And they all prophesied to me. I just happened to be scrolling and I came up on them and they was like, welcome, apostle. Apostle, you know, they were honoring me, right? So they just started giving me words. One of them, he invited me to come up. And so all 5 of them, 5 or 6 of them, was saying the same thing, and they didn't even know each other, and they were saying the same thing. So they were just confirming, and then adding more, right? And then one of them, she was like, you're a singer. I'm like, yeah. She was like, you're a well-known singer. I said, well, I don't know about well-known, but I'm known. She said, no, God says you're a well-known singer, and you're going to be even more well-known. And then she was like, and God gives you the songs and dreams and out your belly. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then she says, and he picks your beats. I'm like, how did she know this? And she's from Africa, right? And so, you know, she was like, yeah, your music is worldwide. I said, yeah. And she said, and it's going to get bigger. And she kept saying, God said, you can sing. God said, you're a good singer. I'm like, oh, thank you, Daddy, right? So then I, you know, was scrolling again, and then I got more. And then I was scrolling on Tuesday, and I met Apostle Solomon, and he just honored me so much, right? And he invited me to come up. He prophesied to me. He was so accurate. And we just made a big connection. Me, him, his wife and family, even his church, right? And so, you know, God was using me for him and him for me. And then he let me prophesy to his people on his TikTok. And then another one, he let me prophesy. What happened was I prayed for Apostle Solomon, and then I prophesied to him, and he said nobody in his entire life on that TikTok has ever prayed for him or prophesied to him. And then the other 3 prophets said the same thing, right? And so so I could, there's another one I connected with too, but not like with Apostle Solomon. And then the lady prophetess, I connected with her, right? And so he was like so livid, right? And so God was just using me on that TikTok. I was like shocked, right? And you know, pray for brother Devontae's daughter, the little baby. I think she's like 6. She got really, really sick, because y'all remember I saw the enemy trying to put him in a car accident with an 18 tractor trailer, and I canceled it. The Lord told me to cancel it. Well, they attacked his daughter. They couldn't get him, so they attacked his baby. So she was rushed to the emergency room last night. So God says she's going to be okay, but still lift up Devontae's daughter for healing, permanent healing, and that what happened to her will never come again. And lift up his other baby. I think he is a boy. Lift him up too. And lift up Devontae and his family, because God told me the enemy's really after him. It's witches around him. And I had already seen the witches long ago and warned him. So just keep him and his family in prayer, right? So so y'all got to meet Apostle Solomon soon, and I'm going to be on his platform soon. And he even invited me to come to his church. And I told him when I get my church here, I'm paying for him to come here, and he going to pay for me to come there. Because he's buying the land, and he's going to put his own church on the land, right? So I was like, God is so amazing, because, you know, I've had many visions of going to Africa and preaching and seeing thousands of people listening to me. And I was wondering how I'm going to get to Africa, because my father in the Lord from Africa, but he in America. You know what I mean? So God was like, it was just amazing, you know. And even though I was sick, I came on Friday on TikTok and on here to get those words, because I was going to wait till this week and do them. But everybody kept like either texting me, Facebooking me, Instagramming me, Apostle, you all right? I told y'all when I'm missing the action, that means, I'm taking it easy, but I wasn't missing the action on my recognizance. It was God recognizance, and stuff like that. So the whole like 10 days, I was only 6-7 days, but the other 3 days, God just told me to chill. He told me to stay home. So I had never spent so much time in my downstairs, and I've been here 4 years. And I've never spent, I spend a lot of my time upstairs when I'm home. So it's like God arrested me with that cold, and all the visions and words he gave me, it was just amazing, because it was like a forced fast, because the first 3 days of me being sick, I didn't even want to eat. I had to force myself to eat, and I even dropped 10 pounds while I was sick. And I was telling God, I was like, God, I plateaued. I can't lose no more weight. It keeps staying. So I got sick and dropped 10 pounds in 3 days. And it ain't come back. I prayed. I was like, God, please don't let this come back. So when I saw I lost 10 pounds, I decided, I said, okay, I'm not eating no more rice, no more pasta. Like, I don't eat a lot of rice and pasta, but I started back eating it a little bit. And so God told me, he said, if you stay away from the rice and the pasta for a little while, you'll get those other 40 pounds off. So I don't plan on eating any pasta or rice for the next couple of months because I want to get the rest of this weight off of me, right? So me being sick was basically God allowing me to be sick. Because who comes out the shower, 80 degrees, and get under the humidifier, and an hour later I'm sick? God arrested me. He does that every couple of years. He'll arrest me and force me to sit still. I have not stayed in the house for 10 days in ages. 10 days straight? What? Me? That never happens. It ain't gonna happen again anytime soon, I pray, right? So God, he just wanted to arrest me and get me, because if I wasn't sick, I don't think I would have met Apostle Solomon. I wouldn't have met the other prophets and apostles, because I just wouldn't have. But because I was here and I wasn't feeling good, and I had so much time on my hand outside of praying and spending time with God, I was scrolling. And because on TikTok, you just, like Instagram, you just scroll. But the thing is, when you're on TikTok, it shows your name. And everywhere I went, they were honoring me. I even bought something off of TikTok, and it's another phone thing, but it rotates. So when you move, it moves. Because I'm gonna start doing some singing. I'm gonna start making some videos with me singing some of my songs and just uploading them, because I see other artists do that. I was like, I'm gonna try that, just for fun, right? So they gave me a $15 coupon. I only paid $10 for that thing. That thing was normally $30 something. Paid $10 for the coupon. Right. So I bought that, and then I had bought something else. But even when I go on, when you scroll past them and they selling stuff and your name pops up, the Asian lady that was selling she was like, "Hello, Apostle Rosalind Solomon. It is an honor." I'm like, what? So when I'm on TikTok and I go and scrolling and they see my name, they honor me. I'm like, wow, you people you would never expect to honor you. They honor you. They welcome me. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I said, this TikTok is a beast, but it's still nice, because sometimes you scroll and they got psychics, they got witches. I'll be hurry up getting past them. You don't see that on Instagram where witches is like actually they're doing tarot cards. One girl had a sign behind her, "I'm a witch." I'm like, oh heck no. I be getting off them things quick. TikTok is a beast, y'all. I mean, they got anything on there. You gotta scroll fast, because they'll see your name. And if you don't want them to see your name, you gotta scroll fast, right? And it ain't no way to hide your name, right? So I'm like, Daddy, TikTok is a beast. They got some of everything. And and then they have forums. Like, I'm in 3 forums, but I don't never ask for an invite. I like to listen. And they talk about how Yeshua is bronze and black. They talk about the Ruach Hadish being the female God, the wife of God. They talk about reincarnation, which is true. So I'm in those forums because I like what they teach, and I'm learning stuff from them that I didn't even know about, right? So, but you got to be careful on that TikTok because they got witches, psychics. They tell you they witches, and when you see them, you better keep it moving. Be like, rebuke that in Yeshua's name. But then they got, they got a lot of great. And then, I came across one prophet God said was demonic. The Lord said he had an altar, and he kept saying, these prophecies about me, and they were true. And then he kept saying, I see this, I see that. He said, we must connect, right? And so he's like, he put his what's up on the thing for me to see. And I'm like, well, I don't do what's up. I said, they take too much data and they spy on you too much. So I don't have what's up. So he inboxed me like, well, so what do you have? And God said, do not connect to him. He has a demonic altar in his house and in his church. I was like, so I went and I blocked his butt. Because he was seeing all this good stuff coming for me. He was like, oh, we got to connect. So I can invite you, because he said, I see you in West Africa and another part of Africa, preaching. But he wasn't in either part. He was, I forget where he said he was. I don't remember. But he was like, I can invite you. And then the Lord was like, no, he has a demonic altar in his house, in his church, and he sees what I'm about to do. He sees your anointing. He said, no. So I blocked him. So I prayed about, Apostle Solomon and all the other ones, and they all was of the Lord, and even the African, two African, oh yeah, and one of them, she was American, but I met her last week. And she had prophesied to me, and she was from here. But the thing is, they were so accurate. Even the demonic one, they all were saying the same things, and they didn't know each other. And some of them said extra stuff, but they didn't know. So I'm going to be on Apostle Solomon's Facebook, and I'm going to let y'all know so y'all can come on there, and he could prophesy and teach. And then he's going to come on mine, and then y'all can come on and experience what I was experiencing on the TikTok, because if you have less than 1,000 people, they can't invite you. But the thing is, they wasn't even inviting me. They just started prophesying to me and then invited me, afterwards. And then I started prophesying to them. And Apostle Solomon, he was so impressed. He was like, oh my goodness. He was like, Prophet just told me some of these things that you said. He was like, who are you? And then another prophet said the same thing. Who are you? I'm like, I'm just an anointed one of the Most High. That's all. So these past 10 days, 7 I was sick, but they were some of the best days of my life this year. Really, some of the best days. I came out of this sickness in these 10 days a new person. Y'all, how many of y'all know God will renew you? He will renew you. He will keep renewing you, keep making you new. He'll change your looks. He'll change your body structure. He'll change your heart. He'll change your mind. He'll change your thinking. And he renewed me. And I'm like, you're seeing another layer of me, another new layer of God. And so joyful and just so happy. And the Lord, for these past 10 days, I will never forget them. And I praise God for them. I was even praised. I was like, Daddy, thank you for letting me get sick. Because if you didn't, none of this stuff I don't know if this stuff would have happened or it would have happened, but it would have happened way later. I'd have missed the moment, and I was like, just thanking him. Yes, he renews and refreshes us. And he will arrest you and make you rest. Because, I'll be going, and he will make you rest. And within that rest, he'll give you connections you never thought you would see. People will help you or you'll help them and you never knew you would. Okay, and then I didn't tell y'all the other part. I met Chris Tucker's ex-girlfriend. They broke up like 3.5 years ago, but they was together for 6.5 years. Oh my goodness, she's so gorgeous. I mean, she's just gorgeous. And her body, her shape, I was like, I could see why Chris Tucker was with you for 6.5 years. She is fine. I was like, that girl is fine. And she's 51 years old. And she was like, you're gorgeous too. I said, girl, I'm fighting to get that body. Man. So she's a speaker like me. So we're gonna be working together, doing speaking gigs, and she's gonna help me with a book signing soon. So I'm gonna let y'all know where that is when that happens, right? So, and she's also good friends with Toni Braxton, the singer Toni Braxton. She's good friends with her, and she's phenomenal, this woman. And I wouldn't have never met her if I didn't get sick. I wouldn't have never met her. Wouldn't have never met her. So, you know, God will open doors and connections for you in the most strangest way. So, you know, she asked me to pray to God and ask him things for herself, Chris Tucker, Toni Braxton, but I can't share that stuff with y'all. But I did pray that night. Do you know, I couldn't get no sleep because God kept giving me visions about her, Chris Tucker, Toni Braxton, Birdman, because Toni Braxton's still with Birdman. And everything I told her the next day that I saw, she was like, I love you. I love you. You my sister already. She was like, you is flowing and God is with you. He is talking to you. And I didn't know all these things that God showed me about Chris Tucker. And I didn't know all these things about Toni Braxton. And I didn't know all these things about her, right? So God proved to her who I was. And then she prayed and asked God to show me who she was. And do you know, God showed me who she was? And you know, I found out she was true. She was a good person. You know, no witchcraft, none of that. Right? So I'm like, God, you was too much. And so I told her, I said, I never thought that I would pray and see visions for Chris Tucker, Toni Braxton. It was crazy, you know, because I'm not starstruck, and she knows that. You know, I look at them like being like me. They just got more money than me, and you know, they're famous. That's the only difference. They still like us, you know. So I'm just testifying what God did. Y'all know I don't do that too much. You know, and I ain't worried about no witches or Satan messing up nothing, because anything from God, the devil can't mess it up, especially if you don't agree with the devil. He can't mess it up. He could try, but he can't mess it up. Like he tried, I had to wait a whole extra week to get my furniture because he was mad because Daddy blessed me. And you know what? And I asked God, I said, Daddy, why you allow the devil to mess with me? And then I found out, you know, the whole week I'm staying down here from morning to evening, you know. Then I realized why God did what he did. And then guess what? They called me again last Friday talking about they ain't gonna be able to bring it till Thursday or Friday. I had a fit. And I said, I'm coming to get my money. So then she called me back. She's like, oh, okay, we're going to bring it Wednesday. Then they called me Monday and said they was bringing it Tuesday. So I knew that was God, you know, helping me, because I said, God, I want my chair upstairs. So I knew it. So God allowed, so y'all know that God will allow the enemy to delay us because there's something that we need to get. So if we wasn't delayed, we would miss it. So sometimes God will allow delay because like I told you, all delay is not bad. Some delay is good. So by him delaying that allowing that furniture to be delayed for a whole week, I had all these great experiences with God. And if my furniture would have came, I wouldn't have been down here, and I definitely would have been scrolling. Like if I wasn't sick, I wouldn't be scrolling. You know, I mean, I watch stuff, but I wouldn't have been scrolling, you know, through TikTok, right? Because TikTok's a beast, right? So I would have been doing other things, you know what I mean? So sometimes delay is not always bad. Say that with me. Sometimes delay is not always bad. Sometimes delay is good, because you never know what God is about to do for you, you know? Happy for you, Chemo. I mean, I pray your hope stay up, Miss Baker. Thank you. Hey, sis, Alicia. He sure will. Daddy showed me that you were resting in the bed. What? Yeah. Yeah. Amen. Amen. He renewed and refreshed. Yes, he does. Blessings to you. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Blessings to you too. Please pray for me okay, I pray for you for financial breakthrough and breakthrough for divine marriage in Yeshua Jesus' name. May it happen soon. Pastor, when you have the time, please post your rap song with your. I can't post that. That's on Spotify. You could go to Spotify, Apple. I don't post my music like that. It might be here on YouTube. I don't know, because the last 2 years I haven't been putting music on YouTube because you make pennies. You got to be really up in the millions to make money with them, right? So, but go check. Just put in Rosalind Solomon's music channel and check and see if it's there. If not, it's on Spotify, Apple, iTunes. It's like 100 places. I don't post my music. I mean, I got to make some kind of living. You know what I mean? I can't depend on donations. You know, although people donate and stuff like that, I try to use that for the ministry and giving it away and stuff. So I have to have income. So I can't be posting all my songs for free. I got like 1 or 2 on here, 1, 2, or 3 on here that I made a video with that you could listen to. But I'm not going to be doing that, hardly none, because I got to make a living. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to make some money off my music. So I'm not going to be posting it for free. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I mean, technically it's for free on YouTube. Music up to what is this, 2024? I think I stopped putting my music on YouTube in 2021, right? So I mean, I make peanuts off of them. I make like $5-10 a month off of YouTube, right? So to me, that's free, you know. So go and listen to some of them songs, you know, or you know, get a subscription with Spotify or Apple or Deezer. It's like 100 places or more. You know what I mean? And then I got videos on. Now I do make a little something off the videos from my video company that distributes it. So I got like 10 videos on here on just putting Rosalind Solomon's Vimo music videos, and it's like 10 of them. And I'm about to release another video, just one video before the summer's out, you know. And I'm about to bring out a new album before the summer's out, but it ain't gonna be on YouTube because I don't $5-10. What can I do with that? You know, maybe if I get popular more in music, like I've been told. I don't know if I've, you know, like, okay, I got almost 500,000 followers on here. I never thought that was possible. I got 20-something thousand on Facebook. Never thought that was possible. Going on 3,000 on TikTok in 3 weeks. I didn't think that was possible. So I can't say that one day I won't have 1 million views on my music or 1 million views on my videos. I can't say that because you never know with God. God is just shocking and on. So you never know with God, right? So, you know, when I start getting hundreds of thousands of views and I start making some money, then I'll start putting some of my music back on YouTube. But until then, I'm not. Because what can I, $5-10 can't even buy you a doggone sandwich anymore. I can't, not even a half a sandwich. You know what I mean? So sorry, boo. If it ain't on YouTube already, then you're gonna have to go get a subscription to one of those music streaming platforms and hear it. I pray whatever's attacking your daughter, that God attack it in Yeshua's name. Okay, I can't go back any further. Okay. Grand Rising, you're on Apple Music. Yeah, I'm on like 150 different streaming places. Tidal, Deezer, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. You could go to iHeartRadio and put in my name, Rosalind Solomon. My music will come up. I'm on a couple of different internet radio stations, where it says I'm like 100 to 150 places, and they keep adding places, and I have it where when they add new places to them, they can put my music there. One time, me and Pat was I was by myself, and I heard my music playing. It was that song that I made with that guy. What was the name of it? Oh man, I made that song in 2020. I heard it. You know how when you be in the stores or Barnes and Noble, stuff like that, and they play the music? I heard my music. It was literally me. I was like, what? And then somebody told me they saw one of my videos on Music Choice. I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have caught that. But you know, and then somebody told me they heard one of my songs on Music Choice. You know, when they play the music online on the Xfinity, and I'm like, what? I wish I could have seen it or heard it. I don't think they play it a lot because I'm not like a well-known, like a big well-known singer. If I was, they would be playing it more. But because, you know, I'm an independent artist, you know, they play our stuff, but not as much. And I'm even on Roku TV. Somebody said they saw my music video on Roku TV. My music video was on a Spanish channel because the people who distribute my videos, they distribute it worldwide, right? So it was on a Spanish channel. It was on Roku, one of those Roku music channels. So, you know, it's out there, you know, but like y'all already know, because I told you this, music is not my first genre. My first genre is preaching for God and being his apostle, being his prophetess, working for God. You know, the books, the coaching, the music, you know, that's all a blessing from the Lord to help me with income and to be able to express my writing skills, my singing skills, and my coaching skills, you know. But my first love is preaching and teaching and prophesying and kingdom work. So if my music goes further than I ever thought it could be, it's because God wanted it that way. I never made music to get rich off of, to be famous, or to win awards. I made music because I just wanted to share from my heart what I feel about the Lord, right? So now if my music goes any further than that, that's on him. If my coaching skills, because you know I got like 14 different certificates in coaching. So if my coaching is doing really good, I'm the one that's stopping my coaching. I'm the one that's not doing coaching online anymore. I have a coaching site that I had built that I haven't even released yet. Right. So Rosalind is stopping that for now, right? Because, you know, with coaching, it takes a lot out of you. People will drain you. And, you know, so I got to figure out a way where, you know, I can do my coaching and it can fit in my life, because that's another thing. When I open up my site and people make appointments, you know, the only day I said I was available, I think it was Wednesday and Friday, right? But what if something comes up? Because that happens with me. You know what I mean? And then I won't be able to do it. And then I would have to refund the person. So I just have to pick one day out of the week where I just won't do nothing, no matter what, who calls me, whatever the case is. And it's either going to be Wednesday or Friday, and just take 5 hours, because the coaching will be 30 minutes. And that would be like 3 to 5 hours. So like I could coach 6 to 7 people in one day, once a week for 30 minutes. Then that's when I'll release the site. But I'm still praying on it. And so when that happens, I'll release the site. And for that one day, you know, people could have one-on-one with me for 30 minutes. Right. So if anything goes past what I expect, it's because God made it go past, not Rosalind. Because if you leave it up to me, because y'all see, I don't promote my music. Y'all don't see me making videos singing. And I said I was going to start doing it, but only for fun. Because I see other artists do it and it looks so fun, you know, and they get good reactions from people. So that's why I said I was going to do it sometimes, but not to promote my music. But I don't promote my music. I don't do anything with my music. I just make music videos once, 1 or 2 a year, and you may get one album, maybe 2 albums, but lately it's just been one a year. And when it comes out, I'll let y'all know. Sometimes I'll sing on here with my music. Sometimes I'll make a little video and put out some music that's been out for a couple of years. But that's all I do. And the reason why I don't promote my music, because that's not my first love. My first love is preaching and teaching and prophesying and healing and doing the things that God anointed me to do. The music and the books and coaching, they all come after that. So if any of those things ever go beyond what I think they will, it's because God did it. It's because he did it, because he wanted it to go beyond what it is. You know? So, because I wasn't expecting all this other stuff, you know, but it's God, you know? So he let him drive. This prophet told me last year, she had a vision of me and God. She literally saw God. She said, I was driving and God was waiting for me to pick him up. And I picked him up. And she said he was so big, but he made himself small to fit in the passenger seat. And he was so happy to see me and smiling. And he let me drive him around. That's what she saw. I'm like, huh? You would think he'd be the one driving. She said, no. He let you drive, and he was so happy when you picked him up, and he made himself small and got in the car with you, and he was so ecstatic to see you. He was so happy. She was like, his heart was like literally pumping out of him, right? And he just was so happy. I was driving him around. He was letting me lead the way, and it just tickled me peach that God was that happy to see me, and his heart was pumping, and he made himself small so he could fit into my car and let me drive him around. Ain't that something? She told me this last year, and I know she's a bona fide prophet, because there's other stuff she told me that she's seen about me, and it came to pass. I was like, whoa, have you guys ever heard of that before? When I make my second book, because I told y'all I was going to make a second book about my visions in heaven and hell, because I already got one out, right? Matter of fact, where's that? I'm going to show y'all so y'all know what it looked like, and you could go and get it. Ooh, I got to clean this table. Okay, this one is on this one is on Amazon. It's called the Hell and Heavenly Confrontations, Apostle Rosalind Solomon. This one is on Amazon, right? And I'm gonna show y'all. Like it got all the titles, all the different visions and stuff, and it's like 128 pages, right? So this was on Amazon, but on Barnes and Nobles, I had to do a different, see on Amazon, they stricter, so I had to do a different cover. But the ones on Barnes and Noble, the cover is way more colorful. And it's on Barnes and Nobles, and it's the same thing, you know, and it has my little picture on the back. Right? And then I'm giving this book to somebody, that's why they're out here. And I want to show y'all this one, right? Y'all, a lot of y'all have this book, and it said it helped y'all. Some people bought it before they got married. It's called Love and Romance for Your Soul, Loving Him, Loving Her. I wrote this book in 2015. This one is on Amazon. I don't know if this one on Barnes and Nobles, but I know it's on Amazon. This book will help you if you're about to get married, or if you are married, or if you're seeking to get married. It will teach you to know the signs if the person is from God, if the person is for you. It'll also teach you about your own characteristics and character. Okay, because like for instance, there was these two twins. I don't know where state they were in. One of them died because this guy, he came in the store trying to hit on one of them. And she didn't want to hit on him, and he started arguing with them. They put him out the store. They locked the door, right? But then he came back, right? And he had a knife, but they didn't know it. And they let him back in the store, I guess, because they thought he was calm. So he winds up stabbing one of the twins and killing her, and the other twin was fighting him, trying to get him off of her twin sister, and he stabbed her, but she lived. Now, why did he do that? I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why. There's only so much nudity people can take. I mean, these women got boobs out, bootylicious, all kinds of stuff. The men come on these platforms with no shirt on, you know what I'm saying? So eventually when you see women with all this nudity coming out, men that ain't strapped right upstairs, they get this mentality that they own all the women that they want, because they feel like, okay, you out here showing all of this stuff. You know, why you showing this stuff? Obviously, you want to attract men, right? So they have this mentality. These women don't care about themselves, so why should I, right? And then a lot of the men in this generation grew up with no father. Some did, but a lot didn't. So they were never taught by the father to take rejection well. You know what I mean? And when you try to talk to somebody and they don't want to talk to you, that's not rejection. That's just the person expressing to you, I'm not interested in you. I don't see a future with you. Or I'm dealing with somebody else. Or I'm married. Or I'm engaged. Or I want to be celibate. It's not rejection. Rejection is like when you go up to somebody and they be like, you raggedy, scuffy so-and-so, how dare you come and talk to me? Look at me. Do you think you qualified to talk to me? You raggedy, dusty, skinny, dusty, looking no good so-and-so. Right? Now, oh, wait, something's, I didn't even see this. I'm trying to get this off. And so now that's rejection. But if you tell them, you know, look, I'm not interested, whatever, that's not rejection. That's just you expressing yourself that you're not interested. So the reason why these men are going off the way they are, especially the black bronze men, is because of the nudity, right? And it's because they weren't taught how to handle it when a woman is not interested in them. Right? And then they crazy. Something wrong with them upstairs. Because anybody that wants to murder you because you don't want to talk to them or have nothing to do with them, or because you want to leave them and move on in your life, they have mental issues. They're a narcissist. They have a murder spirit. They have a death spirit. And they have a very jealous spirit where if I can't have you, nobody can have you. And they're not thinking, and they just do it. And then when they do it, it's too late. So, you know, we got to pray that women stop dressing so nasty. Remember 4 years ago, I gave y'all prophecy. I told you the Lord said that women were going to start dressing the way they're dressing. And like the video with Beyonce, I mean, they put, look at Fantasia. Y'all call her Christian. She won an NAACP something award. All her boobs was out. All you couldn't see was the nipple. Come on, Christian ladies. Do you think that that's Christian? Having all your boobs hanging out and dresses like that and all it's covering is your nipple? And y'all calling Fantasia Christian? That girl ain't Christian. She far from Christian, because a true Christian woman will not have all her boobs hanging out, all her back out, tight mermaid dress or gown. That if you sit down, it'll rip up your butt. That's not a Christian woman. She may have a form of God. She may love God, but she's not Christian, because any Christian woman with a sound mind would be embarrassed to dress like that, would be embarrassed to have all your breasts hanging out, your butt hanging out, mermaid type dress. And look at Ashante. She pregnant and she walking around with football t-shirts and high heels. Are you serious? And these men just let them, because these men are brainwashed and they under some kind of curse and spell anyway. And so they allow it. I remember back in the day, like I had like, you know, a couple of boyfriends back in the day, you know, my husband when he was alive, you know, and sometimes if I wore like a dress, you know, I always wore dresses past my knees, but I have a figure, and I used to want to show it. My husband used to point. He said, go back in that closet and find something else. And I had to listen, because he's my husband. And I wasn't even right with God. I had boyfriends would tell me to do that, right? But men don't do that no more unless they're a godly man. If they're not, they don't care. So this is why these men is going crazy, because the nudity is making them crazy. And they wasn't taught how to handle when a woman don't want to be with them anymore or don't want to know them. And they've grown up with all these narcissistic personality traits, murder traits. Because I'm going to tell you something. The Lord told me this a long time ago. When you have to murder somebody in self-defense, that's different. Like if somebody trying to kill you or kill something that belongs to you, of course you're going to react. And God forbid you wind up murdering somebody. But when a man murders a woman because she wants to leave him, or because or vice versa, women do it too, or they meet you and you don't want to kick it with them, and all of a sudden they want to kill you, they already had that murder spirit in them from the get-go. from the get-go. And like if somebody's trying to murder you and you wind up murdering them to defend yourself, you didn't have the murder spirit. That person had the murder spirit that was coming after you. It was already there. Demons just don't come in you, boom, bam. They already there. They're brewing to come up. They're brewing, they're growing in you to come up. You know what I mean? And Satan will put men and women, but it's a lot of men doing it, and women's lives on an assignment to wind up murdering them. And sometimes they murder the babies in the womb. Sometimes they murder the children who are already here. So Satan has already, Satan has already put these people on assignment to marry these people, to wind up murdering them. Or to get in a relation with them and wind up murdering them. And then the guy he shot a couple of weeks ago, he was cheating on his girlfriend that he had 5 kids with down in Louisiana. And then he was messing with this young chick. I forget what she was. And she was an up-and-coming star. She was a great designer and stuff, right? So she got an epiphany. And she said she didn't want to mess with a married man anymore. And she had met a man that wasn't married that she liked. So she broke up with him. So then his girlfriend in Louisiana found out about it. She started trashing her and gaslighting her and ghosting her on Facebook. So she went on Facebook and defended herself and, said what she said. So this deranged man used that as an excuse, drove all the way to Texas, from Louisiana to Texas, was going to murder her kids, but the kids was in school, praise God. He tried to murder the mother and the brother, but they got out. Do you know he shot her in the head? They didn't show that part, and I wouldn't have watched that part anyway. But he shot her in the head on Facebook Live, talking about he murdered her because she was gaslighting his baby mama. And I'm like, if you care so much about your baby mama, why was she cheating? No, he murdered her because she left his butt. He was jealous. She was doing good and met another man. He didn't want to see her happy. He already had murder in his heart. So that's why you better be very careful, ladies and gentlemen, but especially ladies, who you get with, because you may be marrying your murderer. So get this book, Love and Romance for Your Soul. It will teach you. When you finish reading this book, God will renew you. You will be a new person. You'll see dating, marriage, engagement, relationships, period, in the romance area way different than you ever have in your life. So get this book. This is what it looked like, Love and Romance. I wrote it in 2015. This book has helped a lot of people. Trust me. And then some people told me after they, read my visions in here, because it's like a lot of them, they started having visions. They couldn't dream. Some of them started seeing Yeshua. Some of them met the Ruach. And I think a few of you told me you actually saw God himself, God Yahudah. Some of y'all call him Jehovah. But do you know the name Jehovah means death? That why you think Jay-Z called himself? And that's another thing. Y'all see how P. Diddy getting busted, right? I prophesied that last year that P. Diddy was about to go down, right? And he's denying stuff, but he ain't gonna get away from it. Nor is TD Jakes. I prophesied about TD Jakes since 2014, and he's not gonna get away with it. And the Lord said if he doesn't confess and stop, he's gonna die like Bishop Eddie Long. And y'all know I prophesied Bishop Eddie Long would be dead in 2 years. He would die of cancer, and that's how God would get him. And it happened, right? So now, the Lord told me Jay-Z is next. And Beyonce is going to go down with him. But he next. He's next. I saw a vision years ago that he had cheated on Beyonce. And there was another woman. And in the vision, this woman came up dead. And all of y'all on my old channel should remember that. Do you know they're investigating him for one of his ex-mistresses that was found dead? And I saw it in the vision, and I told y'all about it back in 2015, 2016 on my old channel, because I had left YouTube. And I saw an article where they are investigating him for an ex-mistress death. I seen it. And then I had saw him and Beyonce 5 years ago doing rituals. And they saw me in the vision. They looked at me. They were doing rituals. And I told y'all. And so he next. And she gonna go down with him. But everybody knows she's a witch. She's confessed it. This other witch that was on Tasha K show confessed it. So they next. And God, and I told y'all something gonna happen with Joel Spring. I saw the Lord toppling him. He was toppling, coming down. What do you call those things? I forget what you call them. I mean, I can say like a kite. You know how a kite just, he was toppling. So God is going to topple him. He's going to expose him because he's demonic too. He has an altar. The Lord showed me that man Joel Osteen has an altar. Why you think he be rolling with Hollywood folks? He has an altar. A demonic altar, that Joel Osteen. Don't let that little boyish smile fool you. That man is demonic as they come. And the other prophets I told you about that the Lord showed me, Prophet Lovey. What's that other one? Prophet Lavoy. The video is on here somewhere. They got altars too. And the Lord said anybody that's working with them in their church or anybody that becomes their children, they got it too. They all in on it. So you gotta be very careful and you know I don't be exposing people like that unless the Lord tell me to. So you gotta be very careful of these prophets, these well-known prophets, and even prophets that aren't well-known, and preachers and stuff like that. You got to be very, 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 very careful. I mean, and there's a lot of witches and nefarious people on these platforms, and they be playing like they Christian. You know what I mean? And the Lord said a tell sign is when all they do is come on and prophesy. They don't go live. They don't take the time to pray for you. They don't take the time to prophesy to you. They don't take the time to heal, to use the healing gift and stuff. All they want to do is come on and prophesy. And then their excuses is, well, this is my calling. This is all God gave me to do is prophesy. Let me tell you something about a prophet. Not all prophets are fivefold ministries, but all prophets have the gift to teach and the gift to preach because they're prophets. If you can see God and hear God, then why can't you preach the word? And when you prophesy, a lot of times God will give you scriptures. Sometimes he won't, but a lot of times he will give you scriptures to go with that prophecy. So how you going to sit up there and tell the masses that your calling is just to prophesy? Your calling is not to preach or teach. When Ephesians 3 or 2 says we all have the feet of the gospel. So if we all have the feet of the gospel, then that means you and I can preach and teach and not just prophesy. So when they come on here and they lying to you, telling you, oh, God just gave me the gift to prophesy, but not to teach or preach, you better run from them. And if all they do is come on and prophesy, that's it. They don't pray for you. They don't individually prophesy for you. They don't teach you, you know, and they always accusing other people of wrongdoing or being false. And those people are praying for you. They're prophesying to you. God is using them to heal you. God is using them to teach you, but they going against them kind. You better run from them too. Run from them prophets. All they want to do is prophesy and don't want to go live. Don't want to spend time with you. You donating to them. Hundreds of thousands of followers. You donating to them, and they won't even take not one. Oh, sorry, y'all. I had my tissue in there. My nose was blowing, so I put my tissue in there. And they don't want to take the time to prophesy to you individually, teach you, pray for you, and all of this stuff. But you listening to them and their prophecies and making them rich, but they don't want to take the time to pray for you, teach you, evangelize to you, interpret your dreams, you know, on an individual basis. They don't offer to help you. They don't come on here and let God use them to give you money, you know, that you may need and stuff like that. You need to run from them, because I'm going to tell you something. Every prophet, like I said, is not a fivefold ministry, but every prophet can preach, teach, heal, and evangelize. The word says in Ephesians 2, 3, or 4, we all have the gospel in our feet. So do not let them lie to you and say, oh, God just gave me the gift to prophesy. The devil is a liar, because a prophet is supposed to be able to change the atmosphere like an apostle. That's why an apostle has a prophetic layer, because they're supposed to be able to change the atmosphere. Even if they're just seers or revelatory, meaning all they do is hear God, they still supposed to be able to move situations and move people's lives and change people's lives with the power of God. So when they tell you, I'm just here to prophesy and that's all God gave me, run. And if that's all they do, run. They don't interact with you on none of these platforms, run. They don't never want to show you their face. But every day they're coming on, God said this. God said to tell you this. God said to do this. But you don't even want to show your face. But you keep coming on here 3-4 times in a day prophesying. But you can't show your face. But you can sit up there and go against the word of God. Go against the ones who show their face and do what God sent them to do. But you cannot show your own face. And you want me to believe you anointed by God? Why are you hiding your face? If you anointed by God, why are you hiding your face? Why don't you show who you are? But y'all sitting up here, oh, prophesy. She a God, prophesy. And they say, oh, I need this donation because I'm moving. Oh, I need this because of that. And y'all running, donate. Don't you know what they look like? Never had a one-on-one with them. Never prayed for you. But you run and donate. But people like me and others, you see, we give you money. We give you gifts. We take time. God uses us mightily. You don't want to donate. And you want to, and then when somebody makes a bad video, oh, you all on it. I knew she wasn't right. I knew he wasn't right. When God done showed you all his exploits through me and others on here that y'all mistreat. And that's why many people are cursed today. That's why many people finances can't get right. Their love life can't get right. They can't get married. Their womb is blessed. Their womb is cursed. They can't get their business going. Ain't nothing going right for them because you're following the wrong one and you're going against the wrong one. You following the wrong one and you're going against the right one. That's what I meant to say. You following the wrong one and you're going against the right one. Ain't no way I'm going to sit up there and donate to somebody and I ain't never seen your face. You got a popular YouTube channel, you prophesying 3-4 times in a day, and I can't see who you is. I ain't supporting you. I want to know who I'm dealing with. That picture you got up there on your URL don't mean jack to me. I want to see who I'm dealing with. I don't want to donate to you and all I hear is your voice and see videos for 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. I ain't never seen you. Heck no. You will not get my donations because I don't know who I'm dealing with. There's a reason why they're hiding themselves. You ever thought about that? There's a reason why they're hiding themselves. And if all you want to do is prophesy, I'm not giving you nothing either because I know prophets have other layers. So I know you either a witch, and this is why you don't go live. This is why you don't pray for people. This is why you don't prophesy to them because your daddy got above Satan told you better not do it. Come on now. God said test every spirit. Know the fruit you are eating from. Do you know you listen to these prophets and these teachers and they're not right with God? You are eating from their demonic altar and you receive the curses from their demonic altar. And they will drain you, drain your energy and make you an empty shell. You'll have nothing. You're looking around like my marriage is in trouble. My kids is acting up. What's going on? I'm living right. Yeah, because you following a witch or a nefarious person that ain't a God. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go. It was New York. It was cold out. She was covered with who? I don't know what you're talking about, sweetie. Grand Rising. Hey, Mariel. What happened? Something happened in New York? Oh, yeah, bridge collapse. Somebody told me my prophecy God gave me came to pass about a bridge collapsing. And people fell in the water and some people died. I was like, my Lord. So what do you think about women fasting while on the, let me ask God, Father, in the name of Mashiach, can women fast when they're on their menstrual? He said, yeah, because when a woman's on their menstrual, he's telling me this, then I got to go. When a woman's on their menstrual, they're going through a cleansing phase in the body, especially in the ovaries and the womb. They're going through a cleansing phase. Now, he's telling me you shouldn't have sex. That's what he said. He says, because when a woman's going through a cleansing phase, she should not be touched. I believe that's in the Bible, Daddy. That's the scripture in the Bible, I believe. When a woman's on her menstrual, she should not be touched in that way. But he's saying that you can't fast because your body and your organs and ovaries are going through a cleansing phase. So you can fast. That's good, because when we fast, our bodies mentally, physically, and spiritually are going through a cleansing phase. So he says you can fast, but he says stay away from the sex, because that's defiling. And I got to find that scripture because I know it's in the Bible. So women should sustain from that. If you married, if you ain't married, you shouldn't be having no sex anyway. You shouldn't be shacking up with no dude anyway. This is a sin. So if you married, your husband should not be touching you during that 3, 5, 7 day cycle, right? But you can fast, because God said fasting is a purifier, like how when a woman has a menstrual, her ovaries and stuff is being purified and cleaned. You know, that's what the blood is. That the blood that comes out during the menstrual cycle is blood that's taking out all impurities and you know, whatever else is in the woman. Even God told me a long time ago, sometime when a cancer cell, not a doctor, just tell you what God said. I mean, I'm a doctor of divinity, but I'm not a doctor. But the Lord said when some people, I mean, when some women menstrual come, the actual cancer, what did you say it was? Seed. Okay, the actual cancer seed can flush out in the menstrual. So women don't really understand the gist of their menstruals. You should look it up, because it's not just a purifier and a cleanser for your organs and for your system and your vajayjay. It is a whole lot of stuff that factors in. Like you could have like a venereal disease, you can have herpes, you know, anything like that. And Daddy said that menstrual, in a lot of cases, can flush these diseases out of women, because it's a purifier, it's a cleanser. That's why we have it. Our organs, women's organs are very sensitive. Our organs are not like men's organs. So our organs are very sensitive. We could get, a woman could get sicker in that area than a man can. And most of the time when a woman gets a yeast infection or venereal infection, most of the time she gets it from the man's seed. And the man, it doesn't affect him. He could have it for 2-3 years and don't do nothing to him. Don't even sterilize him. But he'll have sex with a woman, and as soon as that venereal disease comes to a height, you start stinking, you start smelling, you smell like fish, discharge coming out. So it's letting you know something's wrong there, because our organs are very sensitive. So this is why we have a menstrual cycle, because we got to be clean constantly. Now when you get some people will have their menstrual cycle to their early 60s, maybe mid 60s, right? And then the reason why it stops is because your childbearing years stop, right? So your menstrual has a lot to do with your childbearing years. So like when you get older, it's like your organs, your organs, your vajayjay, all of that stuff changes, because you're no longer being able to carry a baby in the womb unless God allows that, like he did Sarah. So you don't need that type of cleansing anymore, because your womb is not fashioned to carry a child anymore. So that's why you don't get a cycle anymore after. Some women go to the early 60s, mid 60s, late 50s. You know, I even heard of a lady having her menstrual till she was almost 68 years old, and she got pregnant late in age, right? But the moment when you can't childbear anymore, it's no need for you to have a menstrual to clean those organs that way, because you're not childbearing anymore. I researched this stuff. You can do. And then I learned a lot of stuff from God. So like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor of divinity, of the ministry, but not physical doctor. So I'm just saying what God said. You got to say these things on here in Yeshua's name. All right. So look into your menstruals, ladies. Those of you who are still getting it, look into it. You'll learn a lot. You'll be shocked. All right. So I have to go. Okay. So I will see you soon. I'm going to be on TikTok this week sometime, so I'll let you know on Facebook and on here like I normally do, okay? Because on TikTok, on TikTok I do teach, but I just prophesy for people, pray for people, dream interpretation, and I do teach. The last 3 TikToks I did live, I do teach, because teacher is just one of my my genres, one of my gifts. So I'm gonna always be teaching and preaching. It doesn't matter. All right, so I'll see y'all soon. Love you guys. Shalom.